Let's talk a little bit about F1. And so let's maybe just set this up. I think we talked a little bit about it already. Monaco, the mecca of F1. The shades come on with the Fear and Loathing shirt that you're wearing. But it really is one of the premier and most prestigious events in the F1 circuit. Lot of history here.
Totally.
And it's one of the smaller courses in the circuit, is it not?
Yeah, like that was the one thing. Just to be really clear, I'm not a huge F1 fan. Didn't watch a lot of it. I know I just started watching the F1 series on Netflix.
Fantastic.
Incredible, by the way. I'm only on episode 4 right now. I know you've recommended this to me before.
Did you start from the very beginning, or are you just
very
watching
beginning?
this?
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
a
last
couple years.
season?
No, I started right from the beginning.
Oh man, yeah, you'll love it. It's fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it. But immediately right away, they start talking about. I think it was the third race this season, Monaco, and all I know is I gotta go. I want to go to this place.
I've been.
Come on.
Yeah.
Serious?
Man. Yeah, I've been to Monaco. I didn't.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. So
Not
first we do the okay, let's just be really clear here. We do the Masters Golf podcast and you've been to the Masters.
Yeah.
And now we do the Monaco Golf, of course, you've been.
But
what's next?
Hang on, let's be clear. My trip to Monaco, I was not there for the F1 race. I've just been to Monaco. By. Been to Monaco. And truthfully, like, I was slumming it. Like, I did not do Monaco the way that most people would like to do Monaco, like yacht parties and nice cars and things like that. I was backpacking years ago through Europe, and Monaco was on the list. Truthfully, I don't even know if we spent the night. I think we went there for like a day or so, something like that. I can't remember. It's super expensive. Gorgeous cars everywhere. I was there with my wife, and girlfriend at the time.
Oh,
traveling through Europe. My wife now.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so we did a little trip to Monaco. It was nice, and I'm telling you, man, I'd love to go back. What a crazy place. The yachts are like insane. I've never seen like boats like that. It's nuts. The wealth and the money there is next level. I think it'd be so much fun to actually go to the F1 event in Monaco.
Yeah.
Be a fantastic time.
My God,
super cool.
It looks phenomenal. It looks. Honestly, I did more research, I think, on like TripAdvisor of how to get to Monaco versus gambling tips for the F1 race. Apparently, I have to fly into Nice.
Yeah,
is like that's the easiest way, and then take a train.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. It's it's a phenomenal spot, and that's one of the reasons why it's one of the most prestigious events on the circuit. Yeah. So
it's like the oldest one they've had going on for the longest time. I think since the 20s, I believe it's been on the circuit. Yeah. If I read that correctly. I remember it was the shorter of the courses, the most gear changes, so not a ton of passing. It's really like an endurance race for the drivers themselves versus the drafting in behind and there's no time to relax, basically. Not that there's much time to relax anyway, but you just don't got a cool straightaway for a bit. I've always wondered what that's like in the straightaway, if they just can just be like chill just for a second, get a stretch in while they're going as fast as possible.
Literally when you consider how fast they're actually driving, I don't know that there's any chance to relax. It's crazy to think there's very few sports where you're putting your life on the line the way you are with race car driving.
Oh my gosh. That was one of the saddest things I saw in the whole entire thing when I started looking at Monaco back in, I think it was 94. I can't remember the gentleman's name. He had passed away at this course.
Is it Cena?
Cena,
I think his last name Cena. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was just so tragic. He had won there 5 times too.
Yeah.
He arguably could have been, the greatest of all time. I think maybe some even can still consider him. Really sad.
Yeah, I think a lot of people still consider him to be the best F1 driver of all time. I mean, there's a large list there. Obviously, Michael Schumacher was a phenomenal driver. He's sad, tragic accident with him. Oh. Obviously, not in racing, but in skiing. I think in Switzerland or something like that. So, and then you've got Lewis Hamilton, who's still like very much winning a lot of races.
Just learned about this guy. What a stud.
Yeah, absolute stud for sure, and like phenomenal driver. But this is the one thing that gets me about F1. It's just, and when we talk about betting, I don't know how deep you can really go here because it's pretty predictable, and it's funny because there's very few sports I find where it's kind of like you get an understanding who's going to be in top 3, top 4, and then it's like best of the rest. Yeah. And that's really what the rest of them are fighting for, is who can be the best of the rest. Because in all likelihood, you're going to have Mercedes and probably Red Bull top of the class each and every single race. There's a couple of teams that are up and coming. Obviously, I say up and coming, but are teams that are chasing. Like McLaren has turned things around. They're looking pretty good. Ferrari, who had an abysmal year, I think it was 2 years ago or last year, whenever it was, has turned things around a bit, and they've got it going. But 9 times out of 10, you're like, Hamilton's going to win this thing. Like, he's won 3 of the 4 races this year.
So in your mind, is it the driver or the car?
I don't know. Like, I think it has to be 100%. There's skill to driving a car that fast, right? No question there is. I'm curious, if you take Lewis Hamilton out of the Mercedes and say put him in the Renault, does he win as many races? No, I can tell you right now, he does not. I guarantee you he doesn't.
So this is me again coming into this not knowing much about F1. But they all have millions and millions and millions of dollars invested in this car, right? How different could these parts really actually be? Like, what do you get from your axle that's different to this axle over here?
I think
is it all the engine?
It's more than the engine. There's different. I think the mechanical
special fin, like
it's the mechanical structure. Here, I think it's highly I think there's a lot of engineering and mechanics and science that goes into these cars.
I gotta figure out the difference here.
100%, there is. There's no question there is, and it's completely money driven for sure. Yeah. But it's a good question because. How can it be so drastically different between certain cars and certain teams? Some of it is driver. I don't doubt that, and I think that probably Lewis Hamilton is one of the best drivers of all time.
Totally, yep.
But he's also had the Mercedes, which has been the best car for the last 6 years or whatever it is. Like, Red Bull's finally got a car that can compete, and they have a driver. Yeah. Like, Max Verstappen's going to compete. So he's a guy where you might be able to find value on certain weeks where might be able to find, like, he won the second race of the year. And if you bet him, you probably got some value there. Yeah. You bet him outright. Maybe, I don't know what it would have been, like 3-1, somewhere between 3 to 5-1 maybe to win outright. But 9 times out of 10, trying to find value when you're betting on F1, I think is a difficult thing to do. Right? Yeah, and so that's where I think you kind of need to shop around books, and you need to find a book that's going to offer, the ability to look at things each way or bet podium, like who's going to place.
Yep. Yeah, that was the very first thing that jumped out was this really is, most of the sites, all you can do is bet the winner. Right? That's like the bet that's there today on every site. If that is the only bet, find the best odds. So shop around 100%. Yeah. But you hit it pretty good on betting the podium. But you can't. It seems I couldn't do that yet. You have to wait until like a few days before race day. It seems.
Yeah. Like it's the other thing I wonder too, and I've thought about this is like, doesn't it just make more sense to make every car identical and an even playing field?
Yeah.
Like, I know that totally takes away, and like, F1 enthusiasts right now and car buffs are like, no, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Like that's the benefit is they
like
build and construct these cars.
To diehards, right?
Exactly. They build and they can
soccer. Football.
They construct these cars, right? And that's part of the art and the science behind it. But I'd be curious if you just brought a level playing field and everyone had the same cars, then we really came down to driver ability, what this would look like, right? Because to me it's almost a bit of an unfair advantage when you consider just how good like the Mercedes is versus, you know,
I gotta figure out what's different.
One of the Williams, right? Like that's like to me,
take their motor, borrow a motor. Like
I know,
grab an old
a
one.
lot of them do. A lot of them they have like a lot of them. It's like we drive. You know, we're the whatever car, but we have the Ferrari motor. Like we buy the Ferrari. So then what else is different about the car? Like I don't understand it. Like for the most part they all look the same to me. It's like me trying to race like I don't know a Toyota Camry versus like going out and driving against a Tesla. Like it's an unfair advantage for some reason, right? Like I don't know. I feel like there could be an ability to like leveling the playing field there. No knock on Toyota Camrys, by the way. That was my first ever car.